Hi, welcome to episode 5 of It's Just Not Any Other Talk Show, presented by KLE Connect. I'm your host, Saniya Shaikh, and today we're joined by our guest who turned tradition into empowerment. Arati Hiremath, the founder of Articraft, has revived the ancient art of Kasuti embroidery while training and uplifting over 2,000 rural women. It's a story of passion, purpose, and powerful impact. Can you tell us about Articraft and walk us through the early days of it?
Well, we started Articraft in the year 1990. I came to Dharwad in 1989 after I got married. So 1990, a few women came and they asked me whether I could get them some work from Dharwad. Kasuti it was a very languishing craft. It was almost dead and we needed to revive it. So for that, we had to educate people what is Kasuti. So I belong to Bangalore. So whenever I used to go home, I used to ask my neighbors and friends to give their saris for job work. And then they used to give me the saris, but they didn't know what Kasuti was. So then I had to show my mother's saris and tell them this is what it is, and they were very fascinated. That's how we started work slowly. I started employing about two women artisans who had come to me, and they in turn built the whole capacity to about 60 artisans by the end of 1990s. And we also did a few exhibitions in the beginning. Then after the 1990s, by 2000 year, I had little confidence. My children were grown up. So I started having a collection of my own. But for 10 solid years, I did only job work. I used to get the saris, I used to do the kasuti on them and go and give it to boutiques and try, personal saris which were given to be embroidered.
Yes.
But by 2000, we started having enough confidence to create our own brand. And also we were encouraged by the DIC, that is the District Industry Center. They asked us, because we had a solid artisan base, they asked us to form a NGO so that we could bring in a lot of welfare activities to the artisans. And we built an NGO called Society for Empowerment and Mobilization of Artisans, SEMA. But we had to disband that in 2010-11 because people started being more fascinated by the benefits that were given to them than let the craft thrive. And we found that Kasuti is taking a back seat and only the charitable work was going on. So we disbanded that by 2011. By 2011, we also had a solid turnaround for the want of saris. People started looking more for Indian crafts and Indian handlooms. Textiles were a big thing because of the groups on Facebook and other social media. Because some people started promoting the saris. They started having 365 days sari pact. Like a woman is supposed to wear one different sari each day of the year and post photographs on Facebook on the group and all. So people started searching for more crafts like this, hidden crafts like kasuti, like kalamkari, things like that, and textiles. So suddenly it was a major boom for saris. And we also came onto the Facebook. We had a page on Facebook around 2010-11 because a batch of students who come to us every year from NIFT for internship, they were the merchandising branch. So they asked us to come and they asked whether they can make a page for us to promote marketing for Articrafts. So that's how they started the page for us. And from then on, we started, posting on Facebook. Instagram came a little later, of course. But Facebook was a big, major marketing tool for us. And we started getting customers, clients from all over the world. So right now we ship to most of the countries in the world. And we have our own website. We also use Facebook and Instagram as a marketing tool.
What does being an entrepreneur from Dharwad mean to you personally?
It is a little difficult to market things because we don't have a physical kind of demand here in Dharwad, because you know how it is, because it's a local craft. Not many people used to really want to come and say Kasuti Bekadal Shiktas below. That was the attitude they had. But then we have a lot of presence on the social media. We also have a website. So it depends. You start adjusting when you don't have a physical store, when you don't have a physical demand. You start promoting your online sales more. So that is a way for an entrepreneur to go about. So look into whatever the weaknesses are and find some other strength and build on it.
What do you think is the biggest misconception people have about traditional craft like Kasuti?
There's no misconception from the customers at least. But there's a niche market because kasuti is the kasuti that we do is all handcrafted. We don't use machine, so naturally it is a little expensive. We try to give fair wages to the employees or to the artisans, and they in turn, they charge a little high. So we have to cover our overheads. So we hike up our prices. So the end product is a little more expensive than machine made. But there is a niche market. There are people who want only handlooms and only handcrafted things. So that is the customer we target.
And you give so many jobs to many rural women. So how has that impacted their life and your community?
We started with only 2 artisans. Right now we have about 200 plus artisans working actively for us. So that is a huge amount, and it does make an impact in the sense like everybody nowadays want their children to be educated. So it's an extra income for them, which they are very thankful for. And we have a very loyal artisan base who have been working with us for years. So we make sure that they get fair wages, and we also help with they have something called the DC Handicraft Identity Card. That is the District Commissioner of Handicrafts. That is a board of the Textile Ministry in central government. So they have an office here. So they register all these artisans, and they get a few benefits like health insurance, life insurance. They also get scholarship for women, girl child, and things like that up to 10th standard. So those are small things which make a difference. But the major thing is the financial aspect of it. It is an income generating activity for them. So I think it does make a difference in their lives.
What message would you like to give to future upcoming women entrepreneurs?
Be very focused, and before you start a business, be very sure of the the product that you have. You should be passionate about it. You should be absolutely focused, and you should find new ways. Now it's very difficult to market because there is competition, but be very focused. Use the social media to the maximum. Because that is where you find that you may have a very good product, but if you don't advertise well, you're going to be in trouble. So my advice to the future entrepreneurs is find a product that you're passionate about, not just because you want to start a business, but you really like it and you're passionate about bringing it out. And second thing is be very focused, be very aware of all the licenses, the permissions, and the registrations which you have to do. You have to be very particular about that. Pay GST, so there's no way. So don't avoid any taxes and things like that. And you're sorted.
And what problems did you face when you were starting a business in Dharwad, and what problems did you face while taking it abroad?
The biggest problem was just not in Dharwad, everywhere, of course. But like I said, kasuti was a languishing craft at that time. So it was very difficult for me to reach out to people. There were people who were aware that there was kasuti. But because there was no internet and no way of communicating, we had to go for exhibitions. And my kids were very small. And like my son was about 7 months old when I went for my first exhibition. So we went to Bombay. And I found that there's a lot of Gujarati crowd that are very much interested in the craft, and then they knew what it was. So I got a whole lot of contacts there. That is how you have to do. You have to have a solid PR. You have to reach out to people, be friendly, and be very patient, because from both the sides, it may take a long time to do the sari also. At the same time, the customer is getting very irritated because you are not giving the sari on time.
Yes.
So you have to balance your work like that. But there was no internet, there was no means, there were no couriers, major thing. We had to use the post office, and we had to do a registered parcel. There was a lac which you had to melt, put on the cloth, seal it. So there were so many, it was a difficult time. But then because I was younger, actually because I was young, not younger, I just managed the whole thing. So that was a difficult time. But when Facebook came and other social media started coming into being, it was much easier.
Talking about social media, how did social media impact your business and its sales?
Terrifically. I mean, like social media is a big boon to all entrepreneurs. May it be textiles, may it be handicrafts, or even anything. You always see so many juices are coming out, food products are coming out. So everybody is on social media trying to. So it is a good time for us, but lately we found that it's just not enough to put the posts. We also have to advertise, and if you do it well, then you're again sorted.
Now that we're done with the questions, let's start with the rapid fire round. Sari or salwar kameez?
Sari to sell, salwar kameez to wear.
Favorite color to embroider with?
Black.
A craft of art from your admire apart from Kasuti.
Kalamkari.
Favorite place in Dharwad?
My store.
One item from Articraft you would give to a celebrity, and who would it be?
A sari, of course. Celebrity. I don't think anything.
One fashion trend you wish would come back?
Saris, but saris are already in trend.
Yes.
So dupattas, I think more.
Yes. The rapid fire round was the best way to end this on a high note. I would like to thank Arthi ma'am for sharing her journey and for our listeners for tuning in. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired.